Subscribe!
Selected Poems by Julio Herrera y Reissig. Night, read by Newgatenovelist. Night on the mountain stares with the widowed eyes of a helpless doe who watches by her fawn. Like tongues prophetic, muted voices rise from the visionary sleep of rough fields drawn. 3 ecstatic poplars the panorama crease like thin spectres. A cock sounds the alarm, the punctual clock of midnight. Grave moonbeams increase all things, which now with hushed enchantment swarm. The blue lake of dream, whereon no shadows lie, is like the pure conscience of the mountain. Soon, in the smooth water which his breath dishevels, Albino, mad shepherd, stoops to kiss the moon. In the somnambulist garden vibrates a lullaby. The convent dogs are howling at the devils. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Interment by Julio Herrera y Reissig. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Conning, you closed with an alert surmise. The epilogue of all my dreams I learned, and the grey messenger doves of your eyes most quietly then from the stars returned. I was to have said the last words, and I kept a frightful silence without one lament. My own lost Aprils I was to have wept, and I smiled fiercely and indifferent. The moon, like a good sister, understood, for my sake, hushing her own pain as well. Not a movement, not a gesture, not a mood. A frozen kiss there was, a frozen word, a kiss, a word. There is no more to tell. All occurred in nothing's having occurred. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The Quarrel by Julio Herrera y Reissig. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. It happened thus. Lilac and heliotrope beguiled your window, wafted on the evening air. Night within your dusky pupils smiled, as if she your better sister were. My trembling lip and your fresh countenance took a halting air of uneasiness profound. You through the open lattice feigned to look, I to dream to the far-off sheep bells' sound. Vibrated the whiplash of a sharp farewell, a swaying blade in the wind you seemed to stand, and just as I, emboldened, began to dwell upon the sovereign rhythms of my theme, unsheathing it suddenly from a glove of cream, like a dagger you presented me your hand. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Heraldic Decoration by Julio Herrera y Reissig. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. I dreamed that you walked near the glacial wall which marks the utmost boundaries of existence, trailing there your dark magnificence of rich and mournful velvet over all. Your feet, a decorum of ivory most pure, wounded with satanic pride and inclemence, the hapless souls who in mute patience yielded them to your perjured passion's lure. My gentle love, that without rest or sleep ran after, like a piteous blind sheep, your shadow's perfumes, falling there apart, sought out your bondage, tortuous and sweet, and beneath the cruel satin of your feet I spread the carpet of my servile heart. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The Lunatic Festival by Julio Herrera y Reissig. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. The savage night afar is singing ventriloquisms of the Congo. To its resonant diphthong go the savage gutturals it is singing. The moon upon her journey winging, astrological sunflower, changing from the winding tower of proverbial oracles, grips the sea with tentacles, hypnotized by solar power. Mid his vagaries of blue, Rodenbach in dusk is dreaming, and the fountain jet is streaming, frivolous and quaint to view. There, serene and soft of hue, sits the household chatelaine, pale as some enamelled pane, underneath her linen fine, binding up the flaxen twine in a dreamy silken skein. In a mirror introspective through abstraction do I gaze, studying myself and ways in its concave introspective. On its surface the objective shows a stroke of tragic comic, and across its sky atomic, on vacuity's broad page, spreads a blot or two assuage bursts of music astronomic. With a sleepless old neuralgia, 1, the yawning clock doth mark. Moonlight through a German park suffers with a white neuralgia. Moans the pine with its nostalgia, like the archpriest's Latin prayer. And the windmill mutters there, as some balmy dragonfly, fixed beneath a pin to ply 'gainst the heaven's casement bare. A leitmotif, more than human, shakes the marsh from end to end. Madhouse hand organs would tend a carousel that's more than human. The infinite on man and woman dumps his dread interrogation, a suicide in desperation, upon the outer Milky Way, a golden carbuncle astray, a spider web, a meteor's station. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The Cura by Julio Herrera y Reissig. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. He is the Cura. Long the silent peaks have watched him breast his hardships on his knees, risking the passes when the winters freeze, taking the lonely routes the midnight seeks. As though by magic, 'neath his blessing hand, a plenteous harvest its responses speaks. His very mule indulgenced graces leaks, that lift the parish to a heavenly land. From his asperges to his clogs and hook, he turns in readiness to drain his brook of mountain gold to deck his altar rude. His preaching through a breath of basil sounds, a nephew is his only turpitude, his piety with cow-like airs abounds. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The Parish Church by Julio Herrera y Reissig. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. In blessed silence vegetates the place. The wax-faced virgins sleep in their attire of livid velvets and discoloured wire, and Gabriel's trumpet wearies on his face. A marble yawn the dried-up font would trace. There sneezes an old woman in the choir, and in the sun-shaft dust the flies aspire as though 'twere Jacob's ladder for their grace. The good old soul is starting at her chores. She shakes the poor box, and in reverence pause, to find how the St. Vincent alms are going. Then here and there her feather duster hies, while through the vestry doorway come the cries from out the barnyard and the gallant crowing. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The Carts by Julio Herrera y Reissig. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Long ere the noisy barnyard sounds, or ere the dusky smithy strikes its morning lay, ere chemist wakes, or barber starts his day, a single lamp burns, lightless on the square. Athwart the melancholy dawning fair, the oxen, throwing up their furrow way, beneath the gloom of the unsettled grey, the ploughman mutters rustic curses there. Meantime the lordly manor dreams. The jet, through its old marble, speaks the fountain's soul, and where the tranquil shepherd's star is set, waking the lone path's yearning for its goal of old, slow breathing as an echo roll, from tinkling carts the daybreaks ne'er forget. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. And end of Selected Poems by Julio Herrera y Reissig. Thank you for listening.
Subscribe for more content.